Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd pop on today and upload a YouTube video, which it's been a while. Summer's been really busy and I haven't had much time. I've changed jobs and I'm finally feeling a bit more settled. The winter nights are drawing in and I'm hoping to do a little bit more filming, so hopefully this will be one of more regular videos. And I thought that I'd share how I made this ephemera folder for my traveller's notebook. You can buy folders for the traveller's notebooks, but I wanted something that would hold lots of my handmade paper ephemera. So I like painting and drawing flowers and then chopping them up, and I wanted a way to kind of store them and be able to access them really easily and see what I've got available really for different mixed media makes and things. So you can see here that I've got a square scrap of card and some rectangles offcuts from some vellum, and then some paper artsy paints in neutral, chalk and concrete colours. So that paint is what I'm going to use now on the gel plate, and I'll start off by braying some of the paint directly onto the page and then use the gel plate actually on the page as well to transfer some of that paint over. And this is purely to knock the colour back on the card that I'm using. I bought some really cheap paper pads ages and ages ago, and there's a few patterns in there that I'm not overly keen on using for other things, so this is a really good way of using that up. So I'm just knocking back that pink colour slightly with these gel prints. Now, if you had paper that you really hated, you could definitely use darker colours and really go to town in terms of covering that up. I don't overly mind this. I just want it to be a little bit paler so that when I put the vellum pieces on to hold the ephemera, the colour doesn't compete with the colour of the flowers and things that I'm going to put in there. So yeah, it's just a case of doing that until you're happy with the background. Then once it's dry, I scored right down the middle of that card. So you could make this folder any size depending on the size of the notebook that you want to use. So the traveller's notebook, the 4¼ inch wide for each page works really nice. So it was 8½ inches square, the card. So I'm just putting that crease in there with the bone folder, and then it's just a case of getting out those vellum pieces. Now I've used vellum so that I could see the patterns of the flowers and things underneath the vellum once it's held in place, but also the pattern of the paper underneath. I just thought that that would be nice. Again, you don't have to use that. You could use a solid coloured card, and I'm just using scraps. So you can see on this piece here, it has a bit of a diagonal cut, and I cannot remember for the life of me what I've used that for previously, but it's obviously been used for some sort of make and then put into my stash. And I thought that on the front page, I wanted to leave space for slightly taller pieces. So I thought that that would make quite a nice addition to that front page. And I'm just attaching those vellum pieces with double-sided sticky tape. Obviously with vellum you can kind of see through, so I think this just creates a really neat line then around the edges. rather than seeing kind of the mess of glue underneath. So you can see here that in the centre of the folder, I'm placing some pieces halfway up the page, and then some at the bottom as well. So it gives me 4 pockets in that middle section, and then on the back I will place just one more piece to have 1 pocket on the back as well. So on the original folder that I made, I found a piece of ephemera in my stash that said ephemera on it, so that was what I used, and I couldn't find a second piece that said that, so I'm using this one instead, Journey, because I feel like you know, ephemera does contribute to your creative journey and what you're making. I love that I've been able to spend some time drawing and painting these flowers, which gave me you know, the creative satisfaction of doing that in the first place, and then by cutting it up and having those pieces available to use again, it's almost like you get a double hit of creativity. And that where that piece ends up wasn't necessarily where you thought it was going to do in the beginning. So yeah, so I just thought that fit. So I've stuck that into the front corner, and now it's just a case of going through my stash of flowers and leaves. So this front section, you can see that I'm using just for some watercolour leaves that I've had painted in my stash. So it will really help when I'm making other pieces to be able to just really quickly see what florals and things that I've got in my collection, rather than having to kind of rummage through a big pile. I think it will just make things much easier. And this whole traveller's notebook actually is it will be an ink and ephemera notebook. So in other sections of the book, I've got some ink swatches and things in here, so I'll be able to like use it as a bit of a reference notebook, which will be really handy. So it's just a case of filling all the pockets up. I'm using it for flowers and leaves. You don't have to. You could use it for tickets or any other kind of ephemera that you use for your makes. And yeah, it's just a really handy visual way of keeping some collage elements to use in future projects. So in a minute I will show you what the folder looks like completed, and because I've just used that single piece of card, it isn't too thick, so it isn't too bulky, sat in my journal, which is really good. So here you can see this is the complete folder, and it's really lovely getting to see you know, little colour collections of different flowers and things that I can use in other projects. And this is just a quick look at that traveller's notebook as a whole. So you can see here that I've got one of the traveller's notebook inserts, which is a pocket insert, and I was hoping to use those pockets for some of the flowers, but it was a bit tight, hence wanting to make my own. And then this section's where I'm going to do some of the ink swatching going forwards. So I hope you've enjoyed that little project. It's a really simple, quick and easy make that has bags of practical potential too. So until next time, wishing you a happy creative week. Bye.